Hi class, I hope you guys are having a great week. Yesterday you were supposed to print off the print-offs that I put in your homework, which was, I think, the building, Supreme Court, Capitol building, and all that. I want you to know that because we're going to be discussing in detail like all the paintings, where the chambers are in the Capitol building, all the paintings and statues and everything are. And we're going to be going over what's in all the buildings in the Supreme Court building, all the Christian heritage and everything. So I wanted you guys to have that. Do as small as pictures as possible, if possible, so it'll be easy for your lap book. Okay? This week I'm going to let you listen to week 2, part A, B, and C from my former classes. Disregard anything I say about tests or quizzes or whatever in class. And we are going off of a book where I had them read chapter 2. So what I think I'm going to do is either give you guys the book or give you the chapters in case you want to. I know a couple of the kids said, "Oh, I wish I had the book with me," and I'm like, okay. So I'm going to arrange that and see what we can do. I just didn't want to give you guys too much homework, but I also want you to have a thorough understanding. And I kind of realized on Friday, it's funny because in our business, when things aren't working, you stop and you pivot. And we just had to do that last night. We had a sales meeting for one of our companies, and you had to stop and pivot and go, you know what, this isn't working, we're going to try this. So for this class, I don't want to go too fast. I want to make sure that you understand government and love it as much as I do. Our forefathers gave us an awesome government, a godly government, a government with checks and balances. Our government, that kind of looked like I was rapping, didn't it? Checks and balances. Maybe someone could make up a rap for me. Yeah, just an awesome government. And Benjamin Franklin, somebody said, "What kind of government did you give us, sir?" And he said to this lady, "A republic, ma'am, if you can hold on to it." And that's what I feel like right now. It's being challenged. We need to hold on to it. But if we don't know our government, if we don't know that the Supreme Court is not supposed to be an equal branch, if we don't know certain things, or that the Supreme Court justices are there for the duration of good behavior, if we don't know those kind of things, we can let, judicial activism take over. So we need to know our government and our founding principles. So I'd rather you guys learn it well and learn it thoroughly, and really understand this awesome government that we were given, because so many people, they don't know. So we're going to be studying Declaration of Independence. You guys printed them out last week, and we're supposed to highlight 2 things that you wanted to talk about. I went to talk about them in class, and somehow I got distracted. I don't know. And we didn't talk about it. So make sure you bring everything to class. Make sure you bring all your supplies to class this week. We will do a lap book regardless, okay? We'll just start off by doing that. And I think you guys will really enjoy it. I really do, especially how many artistic people we have in our class. And even those of you who aren't artistic like me, it's still fun. I don't know. There's just something about it. Even at my age, I love cutting and gluing, and I don't know. I think it's fun. All right. So you're going to listen to week 2, part A, B, and C. You want to just take in the information. Don't pay attention to what I'm referring to, but just take in the information. And the first one, I have flashcards, and we're reviewing. So that's how you're going to learn how the president's elected. The qualifications for president. For instance, to be a president, you have to be in the United States 14 years. You have to be born in the United States, or for instance, I was born in Japan, but I'm still a U.S. citizen because my dad was in the military. So technically, I'm a U.S. citizen, and I could have been a Japanese citizen. And you have to be 35 years of age. So you have to know that. You have to live in the United States for 14 years. You have to be a U.S. citizen. And you have to be 35 years of age. That's the qualifications for being a president. So I'm going to go over that in my flashcards. Part B and Part C, I'm just going over similar things that you guys need to know. And when I teach my kids, I always say I go in layers. Like first I'm teaching the top layer, just, the 3 forms of government. And then I'm going deeper and deeper. And it's really important that you guys are listening to videos and doing something every day, because that really is how your long-term memory works. I know in Spanish class, Tammy Lupin, my sister-in-law, has told my kids in Spanish class to do some every day. Don't do it all in one day. One of my kids wants to do it all in one day, but she said you won't learn thoroughly like that. You'll learn thoroughly if you do layers. If every day you listen to something, and then one day you go, oh, okay, because it kind of gives your mind time to process it. All right, so I want you to listen to these 3 videos and take notes. We will have a quiz on Friday, and I want to make sure that you understand the basics of what I'm going over. I'm not going to ask for specific cases or anything I'm going over in my class, because we're going to start with Roe v. Wade and some other just very basic cases. But I do expect you to know the people I've told you to know, and that is John Boehner, the Speaker of the House in the U.S. House of Representatives, I want you to know who John Kerry is, Secretary of State. It used to be Hillary Clinton, now it's John Kerry. Of course, the President and the Vice President. In the judicial branch, I want you to know who John Roberts is. All right, he's the Chief Justice, John Roberts. I also want you to know who Clarence Thomas is. So Clarence Thomas is the next person I want you to learn on the Supreme Court. He's a black conservative. He's awesome. He rules every time just about conservative, and he takes the Constitution, and that's how he bases his decision. It shouldn't be on your opinion or how you feel about things or the changing culture. It should be on the Constitution. The Constitution is supposed to be what everything's based on. And what did we talk about was in class the other day? The Constitution is based on the Bible. As the semester goes along, I'm going to be giving you guys lots of scripture for that. Matter of fact, if you want to go on my videos for week 9, if any of the parents want to, I think I have 5 for week 9, and we go over all the buildings and what's in each building and all the scripture and how they came up with if you don't work, you don't eat, and all the foundations of our government literally it's scripture. It's biblical principles. It's the Lord. It really is. When you study this stuff, you go, ugh. And I love David Barton. He talks about that too. I just listen to his stuff over and over because he's so good. So you guys can do this. If you feel like, Mrs. Wood, I'm just not getting it, it might just be the lack of a book. So maybe, some of you guys would get it better like that. Instead of watching my videos, you'd rather read the book and not review with me, and that would probably be fine as long as you get the information. I'll have handouts this week. So this is what I want you to bring this week. Bring all your supplies, everything. I want you to bring your notebook that we talked about because I'm going to give you lots of handouts. I didn't want to give them to you before you were ready. So I have lots to give you, and we're going to start our lap book. So it'll be kind of an easy week in class after our quiz. But I just want you guys to be ready. So it's going to be a great semester. I just don't want you all to be overwhelmed, so let me know. Like I said, because my other classes always have such a good foundation, I just don't want to go too fast. I hope you guys have a great week. Have any questions? Let me know. I'm here for you. See you later.